What's going on, everybody? My name is Sean. I'm here with Mad Indie Media, here with Miniluv, the Denver-based poetic band. Miniluv, how's it going? Can you guys please introduce yourselves? Tell us what you do in the band.
My name's Izzy. I play guitar and do some vocals in the band.
I'm Jane. I'm the drummer and songwriter and producer and stuff.
I'm Eli. I play guitar and do vocals and write lyrics and stuff.
I'm Greg. I play bass and I also sing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for meeting me here today. By the way, where are we? Do we want to mention where we're at?
We're at the band cave right
The
now.
band cave. This is a pretty cool place. We just saw a little bit of your practice, took some photos. You guys sound great.
And we recorded the drums off of our EP, Every Motion Ends Here. And, we've shot a couple music videos. So it's a pretty cool space.
Okay, cool. So
It's run by local musicians pretty much entirely, I think. And it's cheap, and a lot of people practice here, and it's really fun.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
good space.
yeah, cheap rules.
Yeah, cheap
True.
rules. Indeed.
So you mentioned your EP that was put out last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was last year.
That was
Jeez.
last-
I feel like it's
it was
been so
almost
much
a year
longer.
ago, exactly. Yeah, we're pretty close to that.
About a year ago. Cool.
Yeah.
So since that EP, you have just recently released an album. It's a concept album
Yes,
called
it
Gray.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about that album, maybe a little bit about what it's about, and a little bit about the recording process.
Well, the recording process, we technically started writing this album 5 years ago. We were in between our first album and trying to figure out what we were doing, and we were just trying to write songs, and we had a cool song and no lyrics, so we all just kind of smushed a bunch of lyrics together, and they weren't necessarily about anything when we were trying to figure it out. We're like, what if it's about a dog? And it made it the saddest song in the world. That was the title track on the record. That's Gray. And then we had some issues with band members right after we finished recording the original version of Gray. And, then there was a pandemic and an EP and all sorts of stuff. So we didn't fully get to settling into trying to put this album together until last year, honestly. Yeah. And I'll let Jane take it from there on exactly what that was, because we had some deadline issues.
Yeah. So I had started the story hits and stuff. I kind of was okay, I kind of want to do this and have the story move this way and then I kind of brought it to them and I was like, what do y'all think of this? And we hashed it back and forth on some ideas. And Greg was very much hey, this is really, really sad. Can we have something happy go on this? And I was like, sure.
There was one happy song.
There is.
You needed it.
It does,
Yeah, right.
I like that song a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice resolve. But yeah, so basically I started doing the demos on it for a little bit, and I started just kind of shooting back and forth hey, is this kind of what we're thinking sound-wise? And, we had some edits and had some changes and stuff, and then, we kind of we were going to record it all each of us and reamp it and do drums and everything, and then we kind of
We deadlined ourselves into not being able to do that.
yeah, exactly. so we just used the tracks that I recorded and just
Redid a couple.
Yeah,
and all
right.
that. We didn't start in on really putting the lyrics together until December last year, and then it was just me and Jane hectically messaging each other for a month and a half straight, and finishing the lyrics as we're recording the vocals. And we're like, I hope this story makes sense and the concept makes sense. I think we pulled it off. Yeah.
So it truly takes a village. What
Yeah.
began as
A crazy
a
village with a bad
jumbled bunch
schedule.
of words became a concept album about a dog. So that's interesting. How did you decide to kind of mold that story, and from the beginning of the album to the end, does it really tell a story? Is that story
Yeah.
chronological?
And we wrote it
Yeah.
backwards, kind of, because we started, the title track is the second to last track on the album, and that was the first one we had. So all of most of the musical motifs and the lyrical motifs, we worked backwards from that song, and that song is the one where, spoilers, the dog dies. So we started at the end, basically, and the first song on the album, it's chronological. It is a dog's life from birth to death and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first song on the album is the last lyrics we finished, because we had to kind of fill in all the spaces in between and decide which beats we wanted to hit in, because there's only 9 songs on the album, so it's not like we can like take it year by year on. I don't think we ever decided how old the dog is, like that kind of thing. But like the first song on the album is it's like being born as a dog is super scary and like really traumatizing, and we had to work in lyrics from later songs we did it like we wrote a musical in reverse, basically. Like the end of the first track has bits of lyrics and melodies from the whole rest of the album, but we did that last because we didn't have those songs done until we were like ready to go. So,
But also the end of that song hits so
it
hard.
it works. We literally wrote it as we were recording it, and we're like, hope this is working. Like it came out really cool. But yeah, like trying to decide like exactly which beats we're gonna hit in like the life and all that, and try to like not have it be completely depressing the entire way through. It's 80% really sad, but
Well, and one of the themes that I wanted to hit on was like juxtaposition and like duality and that kind of thing. So like some of the tracks are like opposites of each other, thematically at least, like especially with the lyrics. And then especially like the first track is very like hard duality, like, you know, you have the love of the mother and the apathy of the breeder.
Yeah.
And those are kind of juxtaposed with like the music being like
it's really sweet when it starts, and then it like crazy and like goes back and forth a lot.
I do really enjoy the variety of your songwriting. There's a lot of different parts in all of your songs. So.
Yeah, we don't like to choose just one sound. You know, we like to just do everything.
Of it.
You're right.
I think it helps a lot for like the thematic, theme essence of a concept album.
Thank you.
So you chose this one about dogs. Is there any reason for that? Are you guys dog people? Do you love dogs? I think we all love dogs, right? Yeah. Who doesn't love dogs?
You don't love dogs, you can't come to our shows. Like that's the rule.
Well, and like, I'm a a dog trainer, and I've worked in a lot of different fields in that. I've worked in daycare and veterinary medicine, and even just like house sitting and that kind of stuff. And I've kind of seen I wouldn't say I've seen it all, but I've seen a good chunk of what dogs' lives are like across the board. And it was just kind of like part of writing this was a bit of catharsis and a bit of like spreading the message of like, I want people to know, like, it's not all rainbows and fluffy kittens and stuff for dogs, even if they're cute and they're seem like they're having a great time all the time. A lot of the times we don't really pick up on a lot of the messages and a lot of the body language and the things that they're giving off. So I kind of wanted to dig deep into the not just the bad parts, but also some of the, because like the second track is like a dog that's homeless, and you'd think that'd be sad as hell. And he's like having
that's
a
one of
blast.
the happier songs on the album, until the end of it. But
And like as far as like a writing prompt goes, writing from like the perspective of a dog was very interesting.
That's exciting.
It's like the original, like for example, like on Gray, we all started with like lyrics that were about different things. Some like about a girl kind of lyrics, and we're like, what if we just change it to be like about a girl from the perspective of a dog? And it made all these like, a bunch of cool little metaphors and stuff we can use throughout that. It was interesting to write from that perspective. Not something a lot of people think about, I feel like.
It definitely keeps things creative, keep things fresh, to give yourself prompts like that. While you may be drawing on your own life experience, it's still an exercise in writing.
There's literally there's a sample of mine and Eli's old dog on the album of him like howling. It breaks my heart every time.
It's so sad.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, we were like, oh, let's put it in the instrumental section, and then the instrumental section was the saddest part of the album.
It's like, it's like a Pavlovian response. Like every time it comes on, it's like, oh no! Like I gotta pull over in the car. Like it's too sad. But it's writing from that perspective was very strange. It's fun. It was really fun. But like we had to kind of draw a line where we wanted to like hold that perspective, because like there's things and mentions in the lyrics on the album that like obviously a dog would not know or understand. Like there's mentions of a god and
the foundation of a house. It's
dog has no idea what that is, right?
Humanize it a little bit.
But exactly.
Process,
to humanize our character. So that was kind of fun to get through. Yeah.
And I think like the benefit with that is that even if the album is about a specific thing, people can kind of internalize whatever the music is about and attach that to something in their own life.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely an advantage.
Well, yeah,
with that.
like the second song, Recall, is about like, you know, being in like a dog that isn't loved, but he's like taken care of, and, you know, just being like left alone all day and like stuck in a crate all the time.
Yeah.
But like we've tried to make it more like, you know, from a perspective of a person that like isn't like loved and is like, hey, I just want to get out of this relationship.
It feels like a breakup song.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And like the one happy song on the album is, you know, it's
the love song.
It's a dog, yeah, like happy in the home for once in its life, and it's the whole thing there. But it's straight up just a love song.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Yeah. So yeah.
That's fantastic. So you recently took this album on tour
did.
out east. I want to tell us a little bit about how that tour went, and if you have any upcoming shows you'd like to talk about or plans for a future tour.
Well, yeah. So Greg is actually from Boston originally, or, you know, the Boston area. So we were like, oh, why don't we go out east and, you know, maybe post up at his parents' place and, you know, go from there, do some shows around and like on our way to there and stuff. And
Nice.
yeah, it was just like really fun. Like I've been to certain parts of the east, but I haven't like driven through a lot of it, and it was just really cool to like, you know, we've been on tour through like the West and stuff, and it's just entirely different. You know, there's a lot more.
Right.
A lot more close development and stuff, and a lot of things are just like, you know, a lot tighter, and there's scenes like closer to each other as opposed to California where it's like, you
Drive
know,
9 hours and stuff.
yeah, exactly, in the desert, yeah.
Right, being from the East Coast myself, I do kind of miss being able to drive 4 or 5 hours and see 4 or 5 different states. So I totally get that.
Yeah. Shout out to my mom and dad.
Yeah.
They've been
Yeah.
super supportive of my
soup.
music for like, you know, 12, 13 years, even since I moved out here. So they were more than happy to have us for the time we were out there. So
Oh, that's wonderful. Cool.
And we were on tour with another local band from Denver, Origami Summer. They are
Oh, yeah. It's wearing the shirt.
the best dudes in the world. They were is their first tour as a group, and they handled a good chunk of the planning and helping out, and they were just on it. Everyone should go see them and listen to their. They have a new song out. They're awesome.
Yeah,
That is so clutch, so helpful.
Yeah, it's good to have tour with good people.
Yeah.
we had a bad track record with that for a couple times there, but yeah.
So what's coming up next? What are your future shows? Are you going on tour again?
Well, we have a show July 13th, July 26th,
Hidden
God.
Hall and
Globe Hall and
Vultures.
Vultures, and then I think we have Vultures again in August with Get Bent from Wyoming.
Nice.
And I think there's a I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything about it yet or if it's happening. There might be a cool secret
Oh,
emo
that's
fest thing going
exclusive.
on in September. I don't know enough about it to even like say anything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's cool. If friends are
Keep
putting
your
it on.
eyes peeled, folks.
Yeah. And then I think our plans are just write
on music after
write
that.
music soon and get ready to put stuff out and tour again next year.
I think we wanted to do like a weekender kind of thing.
Yeah.
In
do a
like
couple little
October,
short ones,
you know,
but-
we haven't
Okay.
quite set it up or anything, but we're gonna. It's getting around that time where we should probably start looking into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've entered the endless cycle of recording and touring. I think like it's just going to be that forever now, and it's a lot of effort and a lot of time, but it's
We love it.
we love it. It's fun, and we have a cool bus to drive around in. So yeah,
Gotta do what you love. Well, Miniluv, thank you so much for meeting
you.
me
Thanks
with
for
me
having us.
today. Do y'all have any final comments for the audience out there?
go listen to Gray. Adopt, don't shop.
Yeah. And support your local music scene.
Yeah.